Like Gordon, good morning. Tete.
Hello, good morning.
What exactly happened between you and the military?
Okay, so actually, I'm Gordon. I'm the younger brother of the deceased, Christopher. It's quite unfortunate. We all don't reside there. He's the only one who resides there with my parents and my other sister. The whole story, the eyewitness story, because we are not there, we dealing with the eyewitness story of the person who conveyed him to the hospital. Okay.
And what did he tell you? What did this person tell you?
So what the person said was, Christopher actually was coming back from work. Okay, he was coming back from work. He works with a company called LCB Worldwide. He was coming back from work, and then he just saw the people making merry and singing, and he said, okay, once I'm coming back, let me just join these folks and then exercise my body a bit and then go get back. Unfortunately, the guy said he was with him, and then he noticed that Christopher just fell to the ground. He tried whatever he could, and then he took him to the nearest polyclinic, which is Tema Polyclinic, but they asked them to take him to the General Hospital, Tema General Hospital. They went to Tema General Hospital, and then they asked them to take police report and other stuff before they could attend to Christopher. So from the person and from our own observation, it's more or less like because he wasn't even attended to on time. That's actually how come my brother lost his life.
Were they fomenting trouble?
The eyewitness who was present with my brother, no, nothing of that sort was happening. Nothing of that sort was actually happening. And then we've actually cited upon the Ghana Forces communique, which was actually saying that they were actually giving warning shots into the sky. But how can you actually give warning shots into the sky and then 4 people will be injured and 2 people will lose their lives instantly, or 2 people will lose their lives on the day? And I can share with you images of the bullet penetration in my brother's chest, because when we went to the morgue, I was actually at the morgue myself yesterday. My elder sister, who stays in Tema, was there on Friday evening when the incident happened at the morgue with my mom. My mom is over 70 years, so you can just know that she's an old lady. They were there personally. They took pictures of my brother's chest where the bullet penetrated. I have the shirt my brother was wearing with the gun bullet penetration in there as well. And that is it. So from their refusal, we are saying that the Ghana Armed Forces is actually trying to play games with this whole thing. They shouldn't come out and say that it isn't gunshots that penetrated the people, or they were just firing into the sky, but they were actually firing into the crowd, which I know it's never done anywhere. Crowd disperser, we don't use live ammunition to actually disperse crowd, and then you don't even use live ammunition to shoot into crowd.
Now, I don't live in Tema, or not in Tema Newtown. I don't know if you have lived there before. You live there now.
Oh yes, I lived there for so many years. We were actually born there. I was actually born in Tema.
Okay.
It is school that took me out of Tema, and then work has actually taken me out of Tema.
Great. So now guide us. Is the town detached from the naval base?
So the town is not detached from the naval base. The town is actually not detached from the naval base. So actually their establishment, the Eastern Naval Command, the frontage of the Naval Command, the road in front of the Naval Command actually even leads to the Tema Polyclinic.
Right. When
you are driving. So it is not a town, it is not actually detached from the community. It's actually a town, their establishment is actually infused in the community, and they themselves have their barracks within the community.
And so this whole Plejo thing was happening in front of the gates, as if it's a thoroughfare
What actually happens is that, you see, the whole thing actually happens within the town. Okay, so once you are part of the community, definitely they may pass in front of your establishment. And even where my brother was shot, it wasn't even at the entrance. It was at the junction where cars. So it wasn't at the entrance. So anyone who tells you the fire was even at the entrance is false.
So it couldn't have been that the gun was shot from a range to meet him there.
For me, I don't believe it's that actually. I don't believe it's that. And even if it was shot from a range, and then from where he was, if you are shooting from a range, that means you're actually targeting your prey.
Have the police contacted your family?
We got the regional minister, the MP, the mayor, and then I think the regional command were there on Saturday. They were at the family house on Saturday. They came there, told us they were doing investigations. Later, before we chanced upon the Ghana Armed Forces communique. So once, and for me, what I believe in, or we as a family, what we actually believe in is that once a communique of this nature comes out, there is no way these people are going to give themselves out. We know how the armed forces operate, which is very, 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 very bad. And this incident actually often happens. Okay, once
when you say often happens, how do you mean?
Mostly the Navy actually utilizes people in the community. That is what mostly happens. Okay, that is what mostly happens.
Is it because people taunt them, or they just come out and beat people and go back?
I don't believe, even from another high witness. Okay, I learned. You see, these people, for me, what I've seen is that these people, I remember there was a traffic regulation saying that if it's not an emergency, even they themselves, their vehicles should not be
you have made an allegation. I think you need to prove the allegation that they brutalize people. And I'm asking that, why would they do that? Do they do that because the people taunt them, or they just come out from the barracks, beat people and go back?
It's not because that's what I'm coming to. That's what I'm heading towards.
Right.
Okay, I'm using the traffic regulation to actually head towards that side. Okay, I remember there was a traffic regulation saying that if it's not an emergency, you don't use a siren. Okay, but these people actually often just drive in between the lanes. It's just a one-way.
But how do you know if they have an emergency or not? How do you just look at the vehicle and say, oh, these people, they have an emergency, these people, they don't?
You see, if you have an emergency, definitely, just as a single person, even moving from the barracks to the office.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We'll just put on a hazard light, and then we'll be driving in between the lanes. Okay, and that is a similar thing that happened on Friday. I learned when the guys were dancing, they were making merry, and then there was this H1 bus of VS that drove into the crowd. Okay, that drove into the crowd, which brought all these things. Okay, so these, for me, what I'm saying is that it's lawlessness. They are not being disciplined as they actually need to be.
George, tell me, Gordon, tell me. You said you have the shirt that your late or the deceased brother wore, and you also have pictures in your possession. Has the police, CID, military, police or military intelligence, have they contacted your family so these things can be taken in as evidence so that they can help with the prosecution if at all?
Or even on the day at the morgue, the police were there. But when they came on Saturday, they said they have a meeting this morning. Okay, I think Metro Security Council has a meeting this morning. So after their meeting, then we will be able to also meet them. Then we'll take the next step.
So as it stands now, the police have not taken the supposed evidence from you, the shirts your brother wore.
No, they haven't taken that from us yet.
I see. How is the family coping?
As Christians as we are, we know it's born unto us to die. Okay, just that the means at which you die becomes the issue. Okay, it's quite unfortunate that my brother met his untimely death through this means. Okay, leaving behind 5 kids, of which on Thursday he celebrated his last birthday, the birthday of his last daughter. On just the first birthday of the daughter. The 1-year birthday on Thursday, and then he lost his life on Friday.
That's tragic indeed. And the family is holding up. Your mother, I'm particularly concerned about her as well. She's 70 and beyond.
Both parents are actually holding up. We just having good faith in God that He is resting well. What we are actually looking at now is that because of the community that came out from the Ghana Armed Forces, we actually we as a family want to be there before the postmortem will be done. Okay,
right.
That is what we are looking out for. Because once they come out,
because you have trust issues now.
Yes, there's trust issues now. So once they come out with such a communique, we want to be there before that will be done, so that it won't look like yes they were not there. This has been done, and then they come out because even to some extent they were saying it's they believe it's knife wounds that made these people lose their lives. But have you share the images? Mm-hmm. If I share the images with you, I'll share with your colleague who was in touch with me, and then you see how small it is, which I don't believe. Even you see the knife that these bread sellers use. Yes, that knife even has a bigger tip than the bullet piercing, and I'm sure these people are using is it the M16 or something, which has a smaller bullet.
You tell me, have you been informed as to when this autopsy will be done?
We haven't been informed. We are yet to receive. My elder sister, who does most of the communication, who is the spokesperson for us, actually got in touch with the CID in charge of the case. We were given 2 CIDs to be communicating with. So she called the CID, and then he said he's now heading to the office. I actually came to the office. To officially inform my bosses so that I can go back to the family and then we put a few things together.
I wish you well and deepest condolences to you and your family. But then before you go, the other youth who were part of the Plejo, as it was happening out there, how are they responding to all of what is happening?
So not just the youth, but everyone in the community is actually saddened by the incident because it's a festival. Festival is actually to make merry. A festival is not actually to encounter such things. And then as I'm talking to you now, the youth are actually pissed off. They're actually, sorry to use that word, but the youth are actually pissed off. They're actually angry about everything that's happened. The only thing that they can do now is to calm down for everything. And then that's the only thing we as a community can do. We just come waiting for results from the Security Council or the police service on that.
Gordon, I thank you very much. I wish you well and deepest condolences to you and your family.
Sure.
And that's Gordon, his brother of one of the victims in the shootout at the Tema Naval Base. Well, the Ghana Armed Forces, they have a statement out there. Quickly read that to you. It's dated the 13th of April, 2024. Attack on Naval Base in Tema. A vehicle belonging to the Eastern Naval Command of the Ghana Navy was attacked by a crowd partaking in an ongoing festival at Tema Newtown at about 7:53 p.m. on Friday, 12th of April 2024, leading to the damage of the vehicle. 3 of the naval personnel on board the vehicle also sustained severe injuries and were sent to the Tema Naval Base Medical Center for treatment. In the course of the confrontation, 3 suspects were arrested by the naval personnel. They were subsequently handed over to the Tema Newtown District Police for further investigations. A mob suspected to be part of the participants in the festivities later attacked the Tema Naval Base with stones and other implements with the aim of releasing their colleagues. At a stage, the security of the base was threatened, and in order to protect the sensitive installations in the base, warning shots were fired to repel the attack. It was later reported by the police that 2 civilians were brought to the Tema General Hospital dead. The cause of death is yet to be ascertained. Again, on Saturday, 13th April 2024, the mob attacked the Tema Naval Base and the Naval Barracks at Tema Newtown, Biekro Barracks, leading to the destruction of property. The Ghana Police Service, in collaboration with the Ghana Armed Forces, have commenced investigations into the incident. Findings of the investigations would be made available in due course. The Ghana Armed Forces commiserates with the bereaved families and urges calm to be maintained by all parties while the incident is being investigated. We wish, however, to caution the youth of Tema that any further attacks on our installations or personnel will be met with the appropriate response. Signed by Brigadier General Agri-Kwashi is the Director General of the Public Relations Department of the Ghana Armed Forces, and it's been distributed to all media houses. And so that's a wrap on what happened at the Tema Naval Base. It's 32 minutes after 9 here on 3FM Sunrise on 92.7. My name is Johnny, and in studio we have Ghana's firstborn to the Grammys. You want to hear a song? Here we